We're now going to look at how to do Excel homework number 3 with 3 versions of Excel. Excel 2010, 2007 and 2003. As with the previous homeworks, homework number 3, go to that link, right click, save target as. I already have a copy here, so I'm going to replace it. Since I have these 3 versions of Excel going, it won't load up automatically. Yours probably will. Alright, so I'm going to go to Excel 2010 and open that file. Alright, so I'm going to get Excel homework number 3, open it, and here we are. Expand this a little bit, but we need a lot of room here. Alright, before we get going, we need to add something. Alright, and because you might get halfway down the line and get stuck. So this works about the same in both 2010 and 2007. Go to the File or the Excel button, Options, Add-ins, Manage Add-ins Go. Want the Analysis Tool Pack here to give us a regression, multiple regression. Let me show you the same thing 2007. First I'm going to open the file, expand a bit. Alright, Excel button, Office button, whatever it's called. Excel options, add-ins, down the bottom here, Excel add-ins Go, of the Analysis Tool Pack. Alright, and again, same thing in 03. Open the file. This case is a little different. We go to, I believe, Data, nope, Tools, Add-ins, Analysis Tool Pack. Okay. If for some reason whoever loaded up your machine did not load the entire Office package, you may not see those add-ins or the needed add-in. If so, you need to go to the lab and get this homework done there. Okay. Alright, back to 2010. Type your name here, Joe Student, as before, just something generic for me, but you put your name there. Into right, justify those names. Alright, we're going to do the multiple regression in 2 different ways, so that you know. One is sort of nice, easy, quick format. Another one is much more powerful, except that the programmers who did Excel sort of did it a little bit backwards, the output anyway. Alright, so I'm going to do a regression first with sort of a canned program approach. So data analysis, go to regression, okay. Let's move this to the side here. Click on this icon here, which allows you to go to the worksheet. Mark the Y range, since that's what it's asking for right there. Next, the X range. Click on that icon to the right. Mark the X's. Alright, and I wanted to output to the workbook, so again, something like that. Nothing else needs to be touched. Hit OK, and a regression is done. Alright, expand that just a little bit so you can see that we've got 5x variables, 5x variables. We have an intercept, minus 1039.82, etc. Again, remember each one of you has a different data set. Your results will look similar. For my data set, I have an R squared of 82.83%. Alright, so 82.83% of the Y variable is explained by these 5x variables. Let's get the t statistic so we can see what's significant and what's not. Equals t inverse, as we did in homework number 2. The probability 0.05. Degrees of freedom, you don't need to calculate it yourself, you just click the residual or error degrees of freedom, close parentheses, and 2.228, etc. If you go through this list, the only x variable that is significant, has a significant t-value, is 3.09, beyond plus or minus 2.228. Alright, so that one's significant. Alright, there's a second, alright, and if you hadn't caught it yet, these are the betas, right? It's beta 0, beta 1, beta 2, beta 3, beta 4, beta 5. Later on we'll use that factor to type out the regression equation. Let's do the regression one more time. So what you want to do is to mark a range as wide as the data from x1 to y and 5 rows deep. Mark the range. Don't go back to cell number 1 and click. Don't click anything. Mark the range and then start just typing. Equals linest. Alright, it wants the y range first. Highlight the y range, comma. Or mark the y range. Then it wants the x range. Mark the x's, comma. Type both true and true to get to all the information. You'll notice in a second the information is not very user friendly. As we did in Excel homework number 2, Shift Control Enter, and it gives you that array output. The most important thing for us to understand is that the top row here are the betas. Now if you look at them, 8.36 is not minus 1039.82, but the 8.36 there is that 8.367 there. The minus 1039 is this. So the programmers did it backwards. And there's no good reason for that. I've programmed regressions before. There's no good reason to do it backwards like that. But anyway, there it is. So you have two different outputs. Okay. And what else can we see here? The values below these betas, at least, are the same as the standard errors. Alright, the 703.35 is the standard error of the intercept. We never use it. Okay, that's for our work. It's never. The 82.832 is the r squared, etc. The beauty of this linest, and there's not much beauty to it otherwise, is that if we've later found out that, say, this number for x1 is wrong, and say, whoa, it's not 71, it's supposed to be 65. Now notice what happens when I hit the enter. The linest popped, alright, and the regression changed. My r squared went down to 79.39. This information over here didn't change. Okay, I'm going to edit, undo, Control Z, and bring me back to where I was. And at that point, I want you to type in the regression equation. Sorry, y hat is equal to minus 1039.8. You can round off some of these numbers. Plus 9.344 times x1 minus 0.4273 x2 plus 0.07918 x3 minus 2.745 x4, and finally plus 8.367 x5. Alright, I want you to type that so that I know that you know how to get the regression equation out of the regression results. Either these coefficients here downwards, or these coefficients here reading from right to left. Alright, you would then save this Alright, let's try the save button. It worked. Alright, so you can do it in the original system, and for Excel 2010, that's all there is. Alright, I'm going to move on to now Excel 2007.